Experience has taught me when I'm shaving of a morning to keep watch over my thoughts because if a line of poetry strays into my memory, my skin bristles so that the razor ceases to exist. Meaning, experience always teaches us to exercise caution, responsibility, clarity, transparency, accountability, reason, patience, perseverance into almost anything and everything that we're going to think, say, do, and try to achieve and become into our lives. Because without being cautious, responsible, reasonable, critical, and transparent at the same time, not only are we going to invite a whole lot of unexplained, unreasonable, uninvited suffering, criticism, condemnation, betrayal into our lives, but we're not going to be able to fulfill our ambitions and live up to our own expectancies, demands, desires that we've always had from ourselves, and as a result of which we're inevitably going to end up or we're going to experience a whole lot of unreasonable, unnecessary misery, torment, suffering, struggle, remorse, embarrassment into our lives, not because the other people wronged us or because of the hostility, deterioration we experience because of contact or exposure to our society, but because we could not realize our own potential and maximize our talent, skill, ability, knowledge, intelligence, character, and to magnify our ambition and live up to and satisfy our own uh, aims, intentions, dedications, aspirations either. And that is the greatest self betrayal we ever suffer from when we give up on ourselves, when we stop trying, when we stop making mistakes and moving forward and adapting because not trying leads to deterioration anyway. So we cannot be hopeless because to live without hope is to cease to live anyways. Hope is neutral. Experience and reality are neutral. Hope is important anyways. Hope is good because without being hopeful, we're going to be either pessimists or land up in pessimism or we're going to degrade ourselves or drive ourselves into the unflinching irreversible abyss of depression, dejection, despair, frustration, hostility, disorientation into our lives in one way or another, which will be irreparable anyway. So it's important that we learn to be hopeful, that we stay hopeful and entertain hope, courage, confidence, character, dignity, groundedness, gratitude, modesty, moderation, and other very primal and basically powerful virtues into our lives in one way or another for success, greatness, self knowledge, self sovereignty, self reliance in our lives in one way or another. So that's how this differentiation works. So experience fundamentally teaches us to exercise restraint, caution, responsibility, reason, clarity, dignity, and self knowledge and self respect at every step of the way. Because if we are not self respected, then no one's going to respect us, anyways. If we have not put or set boundaries around our lives, then anyone's going to exploit us, misuse us, or betray us.